Hi, welcome to SEMA 19. I'm Stuart Marty, General Manager of Turbosmart. The last 12 months for Turbosmart's been massive for us. We've broken a lot of records, done a lot of new product development, expanded our reach and our sales, our online presence, everything that we can do. We've been working on the business as a whole to grow it and better service our customers. We've just wrapped up World Time Attack a couple of weeks ago. Every category in World Time Attack, we were on the podium. Our products were on the outright winner again. So every year of World Time Attack, our customers' cars have won every category of the event, and we're really happy with that. In the drag racing scene, we've been rolling out our new Gen V wastegates with a CO2 control. We've had a lot of teams pick up the technology that we've been rolling out over the last 2 years, and the records have just been rolling in. Everything to do with drag racing, people running our gear are just breaking records, and we've just got people coming to us and saying, hey, we want to get on board, we can see what's happening and we can see that you've got the right technology, and we want a part of it. With our external wastegates last year, we implemented some new colours. We put our anti-lag valve into the lineup. This year we've rolled out a replacement for our Gen 4 HP wastegate. So we've got a new Gen 5 HP wastegate, and we've upped the range of spring pressures from 35 psi to 50 psi spring pressure. So the thing's a bit of a monster. Yeah, so our Wastegate Actuators, we've rolled out a new, basically like a Gen 5 version of our Wastegate Actuator where we've implemented a position sensor option, and we've also, with the Borg Warners, we've put a swivel on the rod, and we're going to be able to sell that product with 3 different rod lengths in one package and with all spring options. So for a Borg Warner EFR, you've got one part number, can do any single turbocharger that they sell at any different spring rate. Because Borg Warners have got a large wastegate flapper, we need to be able to run a twin port like an external wastegate. So we spent a lot of time making that operate in a better way. So we've got tighter tolerances on the shaft. We've got longer life components in there, and with the swivel in there, you're going to get a really smooth boost control on a Borg Warner EFR setup. So our EM range over the last 12 months, we've been increasing our applications. So we've got Mini, BMW, Jeep, some more Ford applications, Mercedes applications. We're even doing one for McLaren at the moment. So we're really concentrating on that and making sure that we've got a range of OE replacement applications for the EM, and it's, you know, people are responding really well to the product. With our blow-off valves, we've added a F150 EM to the range, so it's for the 3.5 litre EcoBoost V6. So look, over the last few weeks and months even, we've been teasing that we've got some big stuff coming out at SEMA. We've been working on this project and thinking about this project for 6 to 7 years, and it's just been the opportunity to have the right technology and the right people involved in it that we can get the job done. And it's, you know, making an electronic external wastegate. We're basically taking out the requirement to have air pressure created by the turbocharger system to control the wastegate valve. So what we can do now is we can do predictive boost. We can open and close the valve independent of what's actually happening inside the engine, just with the ECU. So if you want to change something, if you want to go from 0 boost pressure to whatever the turbo can handle, you can just do that in a laptop. It just puts more control in the hands of the tuner, and it just opens up a lot of possibilities. Fundamentally, a traditional wastegate works on air pressure. It has a diaphragm and a spring. So the turbocharger system or the vehicle has to be creating that air pressure to then start controlling the wastegate. Then you start controlling your boost. So what we can do with an electronic wastegate is we can totally separate the pneumatic side of the control from what's happening with the engine. So we can open this thing when the thing's idling or even turned off. We can cycle it and test it, and we can go from 0 pressure to, depending on the size of the valve, we can go up to over 100 psi. So you can dial in whatever you want, and we can also, as I said before, we can predict if we know that at a certain part of the rev range or torque demand on the engine that we're going to have trouble catching boost, we can predict that before it happens and get the valve to be where it wants to be before the system starts to react. So what we've eliminated out of the system is the control solenoid and the boost lines and a diaphragm. So if you get a failure in any of those lines, you can have an overboost situation occur. What we're doing is we're creating something that's outside of the pneumatic requirements of a traditional wastegate, and we can put electronic safeties in place with this system. So the water cooling side of it is more for a road application or a circuit application. So if we can keep the wastegate around about 100 degrees C, then the thing will live forever, and we're not over-temping the motor. So the wastegate itself will handle whatever you want. It's just motor protection is the main requirement to an electronic external wastegate. So if you've got something like drag racing, it's probably not something that you need to worry about. But if you're doing high duty cycle running, so you're doing laps at the circuit or road applications, then that's why we've added the water cooling option there. So the operational side of the wastegate, obviously you can see there's wires coming out of it. We've got power ground, we've got the valve position, so we have an encoder on board so that you know exactly where the wastegate is and it can be calibrated. We're also going to do temperature so that we can see, if we get to a critical temperature, then we can shut the wastegate down. Being such a new technology with the electronic external wastegate, we're going to be working with the ECU manufacturers on making sure that they have a system-enabled or a software feature that can help us control the wastegate. We're also working on, at the moment, like a black box that will do all the calibration and look for the safeties in the product, and you can just supply a PWM input there and use a traditional boost controller. But obviously, being a new technology, these things have to be developed, and we're really excited to be working with the industry to come up with all the different options on this product. We're going to develop an interface for a boost controller, and then we'll be developing a boost controller after that. So we've got a good development path moving forward, and we're excited to see what all the different options are for this product. This product, as far as the ECU control, similar to a throttle body controller. So the guys will be able to tailor their boost according to torque demand and throttle demand, traction control, all sorts of different things. They'll be able to map that boost curve really accurately, and as I said, in advance of the event happening sometimes, regardless of the pneumatic requirements of the turbocharger system. So we've done a parallel development this year. While we're doing the poppet style or traditional style wastegate, we're actually developing a new type of wastegate, which is a butterfly style external wastegate. We call it a straight gate because it's a straight pipe. The one that we've developed has a 50mm valve. It has the low end control of a 40mm wastegate, but in the top end it'll outflow a 60mm wastegate. So it's got quite a large operating window, and we're really excited about getting this thing moving and really testing it out. So the straight gate does have the opportunity to replace traditional external wastegates. It's a really exciting technology. It's early days, it's a concept. We need to prove it, really punch this thing out before we move down that path. The traditional style poppet wastegate, everyone's got a manifold for it. They've got their setup, they know how it's installed in the engine bay, so we're providing them with that solution where they don't have to redo their whole setup. We've worked harder on our solution so that they can implement new technology to their existing mechanical solution. So last year, after 10 years of trying and being runner-up so many times, we won Best New Product for Street Performance for our EM range of blow-off valves, and we were just over the moon. It's been such a lot of work over so many years and so many different products to get the recognition from SEMA and the industry that we just wanted to come out this year and do it again. And funnily enough, we won again this morning for the Performance Racing Award, Best New Product for the electronic wastegate, and we're just over the moon, and we're just so excited and happy for all the staff, the amount of work that they've put in to get this job done, and it's a good recognition. We're really over the moon.